Oh my gosh. Hello and welcome back to Eat a God. I am not doing anything correctly. I already recorded this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what happened is I went to start recording the second half of the NULLA route, and the entire time I wasn't recording. So I went to try and do this again. I just started this again. My mic was muted again. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. I just need... Oh boy. Oh boy. Anyways, here we are. I just wanted to take a break in between. That's all I wanted. I just needed a little break in between this. And then what I got was pain. Okay, so now, and without further ado, NULLA disappears from the table. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So we accepted the deal, right? And then he disappears. Let's explore his place a bit. What I did when I thought I was recording is I clicked this one. Ask NULLA to spend time with you. You look around for NULLA around the house, but you can't find him. He's not even on the first or second floor. And the only place you can think of is to go outside. You walk around, but there's nothing. Invoke his name. You take a deep breath to call his name. NULLA! You get no answer. Wow, that sounded pretty awkward. Even more so when NULLA shows no signs of appearing. You wait a little longer. NULLA! You raise your voice a little more, to the point of shouting. Do you need anything? NULLA appears behind you, catching you off guard and making you jump. Ha! The puppet is scared. Do you need anything from me? I want to spend the rest of the day with you. Oh! You're making it difficult for me, but I can't say no to you. Is it a long silence before NULLA decides to respond? All right. We could spend the day outside my domain. There's not much to do here. What do you think? Yes. I knew you'd say yes. Oh, and don't worry. We'll leave sealed so the others won't find us. Septum must be panicking by now. Ha! NULLA puts his hands together, and your surroundings begin to turn black and your feet stop touching the ground. It's been a long time since I left my domain. Well, the truth is that I haven't done anything for a long time. Not more than 5 seconds pass when you feel your feet touch the ground again, and as the emptiness dissipates, you can see how structures and landscapes gradually start to form around you. You find yourself at a coffee shop with tables full of people, both outside and inside the premises. NULLA, without paying attention to the people, decides to go directly to one of the empty tables outside the shop. You follow him out of inertia. When you arrive, he gives you a single look to confirm that he has your attention. And as if appearing out of nowhere, the table is suddenly filled with sweets and 2 cups of tea, which give off steam from their heat. Go ahead. He pulls out the chair for you so you can sit down, like a gentleman. Once settled, you realize that NULLA looks at the street with some nostalgia. Before, I liked to walk around the others' domains and observe their people. I wondered what it would be like to be like them. What dreams or goals do they have? Their purpose? Not anymore. Why is that? Because I realized that they are nothing more than an illusion. NULLA sighs. They are there for show. They're not entities with their own conscience. Just a mask that serves to decorate the scene. NULLA takes his eyes off the street to look at you. What do you think would happen if I pulled out my gun and shot someone here? Okay. Top 10 things to do when you're on a date. When you're with your lady and you want to show her a real good time. Shoot someone. course, the mass of people would react, but no more than that. Nothing would happen because neither the creator nor you care. Absolutely nothing. There would be no real consequences or real loss. Surely that poor being will not even have a name, nor family, nor dreams. Nothing. Well, we're not here for me to talk about things that don't interest you now. It's a shame that I can't listen to you, nor do you have the possibility of writing to me so I can understand you. Just those damn dialogue options. Something very one-sided. But I'm satisfied just looking at you through the glass. Now takes a sip of his tea, then slams his free hand on the table. Ugh, it's bitter. The face he makes you laugh a little. You don't like it. I can't stand bitter flavors. Now you can confirm that Nulla has a sweet tooth. So surely the coffee he drank at home must have had at least 3 or 4 tablespoons of sugar in it. Because coffee is one of the most bitter things that exists. Time passes relatively quickly as you listen to Nulla speak. His voice relaxes you to such a point that you begin to feel a state similar to lethargy. When you're about to fall into a kind of hypnosis, you feel Nulla placing his hand over yours to get your attention. He squeezes it gently before opening his mouth. Do you want to go back to my domain? You accept, nodding your head. Thank you for spending time with me. I'll see you at night. Hours pass and Nulla tells you it's time to rest because the puppet needs to have all of his energy for tomorrow. You walk to a simple room with a bed and a nightstand. We'll start with Quattor. She's the weakest of the 7. Because of her eyes. You ask, remembering what Fames said at the hotel. Indeed. Fames was the chef that we met in the beginning of the game. When it was like one of the first we met Nulla, and the second person we met was Fames. They were in the kitchen, if you remember. I have to warn you that once we start this, the garden will begin to crumble little by little. Without Quattor, there will be no moon. Without Dwayne, the stars will disappear, and so on. I understand. Okay. You slip under the sheets and settle into a sleeping position. Nulla looks at you with a half smile, and it seems like he wants to do something more. But he backs off when he notices he's gotten too close to you. See you tomorrow. Good night. After that, he leaves the room and turns off the lights. You wake up feeling a presence on your left side. When you turn your head to see what it is, you find absolutely nothing. You stay there, blinking slowly as you remember everything that happened. Good morning. Nulla appears through the door with a tray in his hands. I made you breakfast. Nulla waits for you to sit down so you can place the tray in your hands. I hope it's visually to your liking because you can't try it. Ha! You eat in silence as Nulla starts babbling on about mundane things, and you wonder how long he's been waiting for someone to listen and pay attention to him. He talks a lot. It sincerely seems as if he's been kept in confinement until your arrival. When you finish eating, Nulla makes the tray disappear, while you watch in shock. Quattor is in her temple, but we don't have to hurry if we don't want to. We have all day. There's no rush. Nulla gets out of bed and places both hands on his hips. What do you want to do now? Pass the time? You tell Nulla that you don't want to go up to Quattor yet, and Nulla understands. Read the documents. You're sure you saw some books and documents scattered on the desk in Nulla's room. You suppose taking a look won't hurt anyone. You get out of bed and move towards the desk, feeling Nulla's gaze on your figure at all times. When you get to the desk, you realize how messy all the documents, books, and papers are. Do you want to read them? Yes. You take a pile of papers and start looking through them. I still remember receiving my first name. It was special and memorable. By the 5th time, it was already a semi-annual routine. You turn the page. The entities of Dway are curious. All of them look alike, but each one has a unique and irreplaceable purpose. I remember how she used to brag, in ancient and more prosperous times, about how devoted and hardworking her stars were. You turn the page. To God, it's almost been 4 years of the same thing over and over again. When will the day come that you will let me rest in peace? You are never satisfied. You turn the page. I have so many memories inside me, so many different people and lives that I feel like I am everyone and no one at the same time. You turn several pages. I hope you do not resent me for this action, but if I want to erase all traces of the Creator and have purpose as imposed by my conscience, mine and mine alone, I have to do this. You turn another page just to confirm what you suspected. If I had the ability, I myself would tear these sheets of paper and burn my world enclosed in these pages, but I cannot do it. Most are in Spanish, while a few are in English. They are first-person stories. They are all loose sheets of paper and documents, timeless. What is this? Memories. Yours? Yes and no. I haven't experienced some of these situations yet. How? Everything that is here is me, past, present, and future. Everything is written. Every so often that desk fills up with new papers. It's like the wastebasket of the garden. All the trash ends up here. Now it looks a little uncomfortable, so you decide to leave the topic of the documents aside. Maybe another time you'll take a look at it again. Okay. Spend time with NULLA? At this rate, I won't be able to continue with my plan. Maybe for you, it'll just be a few minutes with me, but not for me. When we talk about spending the day together, for me, it's a full day. You hurt me. You hurt me. I don't know how I can continue like this, because I want to have those eyes on me more and more forever, even if it's impossible. I've been looking for ways to get out of here and start from scratch. Delete all my faces and replace them with a new one. Allow Septum to continue this useless game of maintaining a world destined to die in oblivion. But that's also impossible. You don't know how many solutions I've looked for, and none of them are viable. There's a somewhat awkward silence for a moment. NULLA throws himself onto the bed, lying on his back while both hands grip the sheets tightly, as if he sought comfort in it. I want so many things, but at the same time, I don't want anything. I want to stay here with you, but I also want to make a fool of the Creator. Use their return to my advantage to destroy everything, break and delete everything they love in their face, and make it public. Okay, let's listen. I'm flattered that you want to keep reading my existential dilemmas and all that, but I know you're not here to play a therapist simulator. Maybe another time. Now I just want to stay here and imagine that I'm lying next to you after a long day of work. Fuck, how depressing. Haha. Okay, enough whining. Now closes both eyes, and after a big sigh, now sits up with a strange smile, somewhat shocking compared to his previous mood. Oh, do you know what I want right now? What? I want to go watch you eat, Quattor. Pardon? Although you shouldn't be surprised, NULLA was a bit strange from the first minute you met him, so this preference doesn't shock you. Imagine an entity created for the sole purpose of being consumed by the symbols, breaking the food chain by consuming the consumer. Ironic, poetic even. And just thinking about it makes me, wait, I have to behave, I can't say such things lightly. But with that face you have, close the game, see you in a bit. And remember to save. Wait, what do you mean? What are you about to do? Well, if you don't do it, I'll have to resort to more drastic measures. NULLA runs away like the damn coward he is. You stay there for a while, meditating on what happened. No doubt, NULLA is weird. Some time passes as you roam around the house. There's nothing interesting to do though, so you decide to call NULLA again. You think now is a good time to tell NULLA you're ready. So you tell NULLA your decision. Okay, I'll have to seal this so that we go unnoticed. Wait, did you actually want me to close the game? Okay, that was weird. Nothing happened. Maybe I was supposed to do something, but I just came back here. I'm sure Septum has informed the others. NULLA makes signs with his hands and whispers words that you can't understand. We are ready. Without further ado, the two of you are swallowed by the portal that rises from the ground, surrounded by total darkness. When the emptiness around you dissipates, you can see that your surroundings have changed. It's nighttime and you're on the street. There are people walking around you and they're all wearing similar masks. You're startled when one of them walks towards you and doesn't seem to notice you. As if you are nothing, the entity passes through you and NULLA. It's okay, the puppet and I are sealed, so we are not visible to them. NULLA starts walking through the streets and you follow him. You both walk in silence because NULLA seems to be focused on something. From time to time, he stops to look around. In those pauses, you decide to gaze up at the sky, searching for the moon. And there it is, so big and majestic, illuminating the streets with its tender light. Then you look at the entity still walking the streets and you wonder, what will happen to them after you devour the symbols? She's hidden in her temple. They know what's coming. You look at NULLA and realize that he appears more serious now. A simple change from what you're already used to. So much so that he doesn't seem to be the same person. Once again, you are swallowed by the portal that rises from the ground. And you reappear in what you assume is a temple of Quattor. The construction is imposing and well made. As you look at the peak of the temple, you realize it is designed to focus on the moon and make it a part of his composition. If they told you that this world was suffering and on its last leg, really, you wouldn't believe it. Don't take your eyes off me, Carino. When we enter the temple, I need you to find a safe place, but suitable for you to look at me. All right. You walk towards the doors of the temple and enter. In front of you, there is a figure kneeling near the altar. This must be Quattor. NULLA disappears through the portal, leaving you on your own. Okay, let's do what he says. Your eyes scan the place, but nothing calls out to you. That is until you see the second floor. It's a place with a wide range of vision, allowing you to hide from whatever happens below. Carefully, you climb the stairs to the second floor. You stand between the railings and search for NULLA with your eyes. He appears again from the ground and looks back at you, signing for you to remain silent. Does he have a gun? He draws his gun. He prepares to shoot and... Who is this? Another figure appears from NULLA's side, directly impacting his body. Without waiting for NULLA to get up, the figure materializes a scythe that they swing towards the black-haired man's neck. And without much effort, they slice off NULLA's head. You hear some laughter. NULLA! Your scream draws the attention of the entity that has severed NULLA's head as the other rises from the altar to walk around his body. You take your gaze off NULLA's body to see how the entity slowly rises above the ground as if floating. It's coming towards you. The entity lands beside you and observes. Septim, I found what you're looking for. Without saying more, the entity grabs you by your clothes and throws you to the first floor. Before hitting the ground, an invisible force catches you and gently places you on it instead. Don't stop looking at me. That's NULLA's voice. You focus your gaze on NULLA's body, which, despite no longer having a head, rises and catches the symbol of the moon off guard. Hundreds of hands rise from the ground, seizing Quattor by the limbs, submitting her before NULLA. The woman screams as NULLA forcefully pierces her chest. By the time the entity in the red clothing realizes that something is happening to her companion, it is already too late. For NULLA holds in his hand something that resembles a heart, and Quattor begins to disintegrate little by little. The entity is grabbed by the same hands that have subdued Quattor. Wretch! NULLA takes his time walking toward you, and in the process, his head regenerates from the same substance that his hands are made of. But his features do not. Dway, I didn't think you would be here. You're an easy target when you're accompanied. You trust too easily. Well, there's no choice but to go ahead with the work. That said, a hand rises from the portal and pierces Dway's chest. Your face. This? It'll be fixed in a little while. Think of me as an onion. Each layer is a different life. The more layers I lose, the more memories and identities I'll lose. Now, I need you to eat these two things. Okay! Little hearts right here. You're the best apprentice I've ever had. NULLA fuses both spheres and holds them up to your mouth. From one moment to the next, his features begin to form themselves, returning his usual smiling face and strands of hair that adorn his forehead. Your body instinctively resists a bit, but NULLA, using his free hand, opens your mouth by squeezing your cheeks. Your mouth now open, he places his thumb on your tongue to pin it in place, and he quickly pushes both spheres into your mouth. He's putting his balls in my mouth. Ugh. It has no taste, but the gelatinous texture of the organ is unpleasant. Well done. You did it. You did very good, Carino. I would give you a kiss, but to hell with it. Nulla gently holds your cheeks and plants a kiss on your lips that leaves you breathless. Ugh, it's like kissing a doll. I really want to get out of here and kiss you. And do much more. Oh God, save you. Nulla staggers slightly and looks you straight in the eyes with a complicated expression. Can you wait for me a bit? Nulla says this after moving away from you. He touches his head as if something were bothering him. Something happened to you? I need to calibrate my senses. What? I've stripped Quattor and Dway of their power, and I'm having a hard time keeping my body steady. Nulla staggers slightly as he tries to walk toward the temple door leading to the exit, and you follow him closely. I almost forgot that anyone strong enough can claim the title of a symbol. Back when the creator still existed, he made a set of rules. Foolish ones, but rules nonetheless to keep the garden stable. And you wondered, what would happen if a symbol wasn't doing its job properly? Simple, you just have to replace it. Once again, I'm infounding on something that no longer matters. I just can't help it. I really can't stop. Sorry. I want to know more. Really? Yes. Alright, I want you to understand quickly so that we don't have any misunderstandings later. Anyone can claim the title of a symbol if the world isn't paused, which means symbols can also kill each other, thereby gaining more domains to their power. But each symbol is tied to a garden concept that must be kept in optimal condition using their own energy. So none of them ever thought of killing the other. It would only make it hard to sustain two concepts at once. Right now, I have the concept of the moon and stars at my mercy, and I can do whatever I want with them. You don't like what he's implying. Nulla tries to open the temple door but falls before he can reach the doorknob, and you, seeing how precarious his condition is, run to help him. You bend down and lift him up, and you realize that he's incredibly light. Thank you. You both grab the doorknob and push. The setting outside is one that's completely different from what you've seen before. That place, once bathed in a faint purple light that covered the entire landscape, no longer exists, and now it's just an empty space, surrounded by black and white. It's now that you realize the consequences of Nulla's mission. Everything will go back to nothing. Everything will be devoured by the void. You look behind you, searching in vain for the moon. There's nothing up there, and now, not even a trace of the Quattor temple. And you're sure that all the entities under the command of the symbols of the moon and stars have either vanished or are in the process of doing so. You walk while supporting Nulla, who is still having trouble keeping his balance. But you don't mind. Nulla weighs nothing, and this way you can be close enough to catch the scent of his cologne. It's pleasant. This will take a while. Consuming 2 domains at once is a difficult task. Are you eating them? Their energy, yes. All the energy invested in the creation of each domain and every entity within them, as well as the memories tied to it. Nulla lets out a hesitant sigh. He doesn't seem too pleased with what he's doing. At least he doesn't take it in a disrespectful way. There's no ill-intended remark or hint of laughter. You have to give him credit. You walk together through the empty streets, silence lingering in the air, matching the somber mood of the journey. Nulla has remained quiet and downcast for quite some time. Dway was great. A thought crosses your mind. If she was so great, then why did you kill her? But you assume this is what he must do to get what he wants, so you keep silent. I haven't seen her in a long time. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Nulla place one of his hands on his head and sob. I'm sorry, I'll leave you for a moment. And so both of you are swallowed by the portal that carries you into the void. While you're there, Nulla doesn't look at you. He hides his eyes from your gaze and turns his face away. And that makes you feel sorry for him. When you feel yourself touching the ground, everything happens very quickly. Nulla leaves you in his room and bids you farewell, wishing you sweet dreams. Turns off the light and closes the room's door. Unaware of what's happening, you sit on the bed. And you wait. You don't know how long you've been sitting on the bed, but you assume it's been a long time as your bones start to ache. You suppose you need to mentally prepare for sleep. But go find Nulla. You can't help it. You want to go see what's happening with Nulla. You get out of bed and head toward the first floor. If Nulla doesn't want you to find him, he won't let you leave. So when you try to open the door and manage it by simply turning the knob, you know that Nulla is letting you go after him. Or maybe he hasn't realized, which is unlikely. You carefully descend the stairs, afraid of misstepping due to the lack of light in the hallway and consequently on the stairs. When you reach the last step, you hear a crash. You hear something fall and shatter. The sound is very much like glass exploding and crashing onto the floor. Shit! His voice comes from the kitchen. You rush towards the area. And there he is, sitting at the table. He's been drinking and smoking. He looks awful. I should have guessed he'd come. Haha. After all, that damned option is the only interesting one of the two you've been given. You place both of your hands on your hips and look at him in the eyes. What's up? What's up? How's it going there, bub? Now looks away, unwilling to answer. He sighs in short, ragged breaths, as if holding back tears. I didn't think it would be so hard. Killing Dwayne has been horrible, more than I thought. I thought that, since this had already happened in my past life, it would be easier. I've already killed her there, so what's the difference this time? It's the memories, implanted or not, I have them with me now. I have many memories of her that were released when her domain was consumed. She held me in high esteem. Still, I was the one she trusted the most, and how did I repay her? Kill. No. Oh, no, I freed her from this hell. I've done her a favor. You sit beside him, and now the scent of alcohol emanating from his body is unmistakable. Nell places both hands on his face, covering his expression, and starts mumbling words he cannot understand. Nell's body begins to change shape, with strange lines appearing and disappearing on his figure, making it seem as though his body is losing its original form. His emotional state is at rock bottom. You need to pull him out of it. But no, and now I have no guidance for absolutely anything. What do you mean? I have documents of what was previously written about my former selves, but the documents I'm following has nothing else. Only blank pages. I don't know how to proceed. I don't know if this will work or not. I don't know if Seton will let me be confined in the void once again or not. For the first time in a long while, I have no idea whatsoever what will happen, and I'm scared. I don't want to waste this opportunity. I don't want to go back there again. At any moment, this world will be abandoned what's more, just as it has always been with previous worlds. I can't let Raphael continue like this. It's all my fault. You have to intervene before Nulla completely loses control. Okay, what do I do here? Take his hand and support him? Get him out of that state? What does that mean? Take his hand and support him? You truly believe that supporting him is the best option. Saying that everything will be alright doesn't change anything, because honestly, you don't know that everything will be alright. Soggy is here to accompany you. You have all their attention. I must take this separation. My apologies. But I doubt Nulla will feel at ease if I keep using I. I can't even strip the will from your puppet. Nulla doesn't deign to look you in the eyes, but you feel Nulla squeeze your hand tightly. He doesn't speak or react or do anything besides that. Until he begins to cry. It's strange to see him like this, but you assume he has been surrounded by so much imposed agony, whether from a higher being or from himself, that it's a reaction any sentient being in his situation would have. You wrap both your hands around his, which now seem so small that they frighten you for a moment. You caress his back and give gentle pats to help release those overwhelming, mixed and intertwined feelings that manifest as tears. All you hear are the sobs of a man desperate for the validation of his own existence. It's torturous, but you have to endure it. Because if you don't, you're sure to start crying along with him. I'm pathetic. Comfort him. Don't say that. You tell him everything you know about him, assuring him that he is not a pathetic man. You speak sincerely, each word laced with genuine tenderness. Nell doesn't respond or argue, he simply listens to you in silence. As you speak, you gently slide your hand over his head, delicately pushing aside the layer of gel to reach his scalp. His hair is soft at the ends, smooth and fine. If only he didn't have gel in his hair. He has gel in his hair? Oh, I guess so. He gels this one specific little hair here, so it stays like that. Nell lets out a sigh, imbued with a sense of longing. Nanai. Who is Nanai? Who is Nanai? You don't understand what he means. You don't recognize that word, so you ask him what he just said. Ah! Nella sounds almost embarrassed and gets up to completely avoid your gaze as if he was afraid of your reaction. I remembered an old memory. It's what you say when someone comforts another. When I was a child, I used to say it a lot when Nella stops abruptly and a laugh escapes his lips. But it's not a joyful laugh, it's heavy and almost broken. It means to caress with the heart. It's one of my favorite words. How is it that the more time passes, the more you learn about me, and I can have nothing but the reflection of your eyes? It's not fair. I promise not to get too involved, so that our farewell wouldn't be more terrible than it will be. But I at least want to have some of you with me. They say that words are the reflection of the soul. I'd like to know your favorite word. You know mine. What's yours? My favorite word? What's my favorite word? What's my favorite word? What's your favorite word? Type in the comments below. My favorite word. We discovered it earlier. Prerogative. I love saying that. It's your prerogative, bro. It's your prerogative. It just means you're right. It's your will or whatever you want. I say that. I say that ironically all the time. I love it. Nella doesn't say anything, but he lowers his gaze, and you see him smile slightly, as if he had attained something so secretly precious that he wouldn't let the world notice what he has gained. Time flies so quickly that you don't notice Nella leaving you on the bed, saying goodbye in a hoarse voice, the only trace that he had been crying, since he never lets you see his face. You ponder what had happened for a while, and you really think that Nella's a complicated man, don't you think so, Soggy? You close your eyes and sink into the land of dreams. But despite being in a land of dreams and desires, you dream of nothing. First day of extermination completed. Oh! You wake up extremely hot, so much so that when you touch your face, you're sweating. The atmosphere feels dry and stifling from the heat, like an oven that's preheating. Good morning. Good morning. I want to apologize for yesterday. I know it was unusual, and I promise it won't happen again. I've gotten rid of those memories, so it won't happen again. Nella smiles, but you don't like the implication of his words. I've been thinking. I believe we should start today's hunt immediately. They're starting to mobilize already. I suppose Unum must be guarding Tria and Sextum. Are we going for Tria and Sextum? No. Now it's very dangerous to face 3 symbols in a confined space. Why? Because too many concepts in one place distort the physical space, and I don't want to risk losing you because of it. Nella doesn't elaborate any further. You try to recall who's missing, but you don't remember all the names. We'll go for Quinique, Carino. Quinique. You don't know much about him, which you assume is for the best. Oh, that's like the doctor that helped us when we were with Unum. If you remember in the last few episodes of this. That way it's a bit easier to watch them die before your eyes, you suppose. But first, we need to have breakfast. Nella accompanies you to the table once you're ready. Everything is served and ready, so eat without fear. On the table, there's everything you put on your bread, so much abundance that it overwhelms you a bit. After finishing, Nella takes the dishes to the kitchen and starts washing and tidying everything up. You insist on helping him, but he tells you it's not necessary. After you press him a bit more, he relents. You help dry the cutlery and plates that Nella washes, and you think it's good teamwork. Household chores are much more fun with you by my side. I'd love to do all of this with you for the rest of my life. Okay. I just took a quick break. It's been a whole other day. I was struggling to speak for a little bit, and I think I just needed to take some time. So that's why I look completely different just halfway through this. Sorry. But yeah, I'm here now, and I put my hair in pigtails. Yep. And yeah, let's just continue. I forget what I read, when I left, so I'm just going to reread the paragraph again. You imagine an ordinary life with him, doing mundane things, shopping for groceries, going on dates, and who knows what else, and doesn't seem bad at all. It looks and sounds so good that it scares you. Good. Good. Nulla finishes washing the last plate and turns to look at you. Time to go get Quinique. Now? Can we spend a little more time here? I really prefer that we end this once and for all. Besides, if we finish this quickly, we'll have the whole afternoon to spend together. If you want, I'll take you to a place I really love. And I wish you could see. Does that sound good to you? He talks as if it was just a formality. Oh. Does this change anything if I say, no, I want to stay here a little longer? All right. Huh? That wasn't what you meant. You don't want to go right now. What's happening? Perfect. Wait. You try to open your mouth, but you can't. Something prevents you from doing so. Is something wrong? Nulla smiles, knowing exactly what's happening and what he's doing. Oh, is he controlling me now? What the heck? I've already explained my reasons. Please, we must go now. Then we'll have time to be together more peacefully. Nulla takes your hand, caressing it for a moment before plunging into the void with you. Once inside, he hugs you and speaks as if he wants only you to hear him. It's ironic because here, there's nothing but the two of you. I love coming here and looking at you. With the darkness of the void, I can better see what's happening behind that scream. I hope I'm the first to tell you this. You look adorable. Okay, Bob. Now I look like E.T. What's it to you now? I'm E.T. E.T. phone home. I'm gonna keep this up. Why not? You walk through the jungle until you reach a temple hidden among plants and rocks. The temple structure is different from Quattor's, as is its size. It's rather small, very small, just the way a god would like it. As you get closer, it seems to be made of some stone. It's limestone. Nulla informs you rather than reading your internal dialogue. Intruder. Haha! And the little scoundrel finds it nothing but amusing. Quinique made this temple so as not to take up space from his offspring. Babies? Yes, all the animals you see here are his babies. And they all have names. I just don't understand how Quinique remembers each one of them. Adorable. This is the only domain that has been touched by the combined work of two symbols. Tree and Quinique worked together, organizing both domains when the creator was still here. Honestly, it saddens you to hear this. It pains you to hear that these gods will eventually be killed. You think it would be much better to not know anything, making this genocide easier. Yeah, this is crazy. You don't understand Nulla's purpose in telling you this. Now, are you going to pretend you don't read your own thoughts? Huh. Do you want me to explain, Soggy? There he is, confirming once again that he knows everything happening in this dialogue box, which is meant exclusively for our eyes. For your eyes. Damn rat. Yes. I have no problem explaining it to you, mi vida. I just think they deserve to be remembered. I wouldn't do them justice if I wiped them out without at least trying to have them remembered for something. To make their lives have some impact out here, in your realm. And having them remain in your memory is a good way to achieve that. You're a bit surprised by his words. They sound sincere, very considerate of the situation. But I don't want you to get too attached to them. Just enough to pay them one last favor. Besides, it serves as fuel for the show I want to put on for you. You take back what you said. That was a nervous. What is this? You're about to enter the temple when you take a misstep. Your feet step on a little tile that sinks, triggering a mechanism that swallows you in the process. And NULLA isn't fast enough to catch you. As you fall, you see something red charge at him, preventing him from pursuing you. You're in this alone, and you're scared. Don't worry. I'll be there as soon as I can. Upon landing, there's no sign of hard impact, as some hands catch you and gently set you down. Please, be careful. This place is spacious. There's nothing here. It's a large room enclosed by 4 walls, with no windows or doors. You're trapped until further notice. You walk along the entire perimeter, searching for any sign of an exit or a hiding place, because you're far too exposed here. You're an easy target. If the figure that attacked NULLA finds you, you're doomed. And the heat only intensifies. It's a suffocating heat that only ramps up your panic. So it's you. Huh? You turn your head to see who just spoke. Oh yeah! So, when we were with Unum in the first route, Quinique is the one who, like, saved us because we were, like, I think dying a little bit. Oh yeah, it was from when we ate that apple and then the apple wasn't, like, cleansed or something. And then Quinique was the one who saved us from dying. And now we're gonna kill him. Now he's dying. A blue-haired man watches you with a bored expression from the far corner of the room. It must be Quinique, the creator's replacement. What? You're not... What? You're not anyone's replacement. Thought you'd have a more imposing appearance. Disappointing. Not anyone's replacement. Well, NULLA doesn't think the same thing. He's just using you. That's not true. Well, okay, that's enough. What did NULLA say that's making you do this? Or is it your idea? Did you impose NULLA to let him live if he helped you? You don't understand what he's saying, but you don't feel like tempting fate by angering him. So you just stare at him as he asks his rhetorical questions. That only makes him angrier. Do you think the work of the creator in Septum isn't worthy? Do you want to wipe everything clean and start over? You disgust me. Rude. Entities like you and NULLA shouldn't exist. Ugh. Too bad Septum wants you alive. Okay, try to talk. You need to buy some time by any means, since you can't defend yourself or fight against this god. What do you want from me? You figure that making him talk about his evil plan might buy you some time. It works in the movies, so maybe it'll work here. Quinique looks at you with a scowl. Do you think I'm an idiot? I'm not going to waste my time on this. So he gets on all fours. Quinique takes an attacking stance. I promise I won't hurt you, so stay still. When you see Quinique lunge towards you in one bound, it's already too late. Your feet don't respond in time. You're frozen in place with no real option to move. Seeing his fangs dangerously close to your field of vision, you raise your arms between yourself and Quinique in a pathetic attempt to form a shield. And you close your eyes in fear of what might happen. Don't let the puppet close its eyes, mi vida. It's NULLA? Wait, what was that? Oh, he just shapeshifted. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Who is this now? What did he turn into? Who is this? It's NULLA? Both of you fall to the ground, NULLA in a different form and Quinique looking utterly horrified. He looks terrified. Dway. What's wrong, dear? Oh, he turned into Dway. Even NULLA's voice has changed. It now resembles the harsh tone of the entity he killed in the Quattor temple. Dway. NULLA is in Dway's body. NULLA's words prompt Quinique to react. He gives NULLA a light shove and jumps back. Damn, sicko. He shouts, gritting his teeth. He tries to appear angry, but his face betrays his terror. He's scared. What the hell do you think you're doing? You have no dignity. Then he searches for you with his gaze. Can't you see it? You're helping a sicko. This world can still be saved. Please. He shouts at you now, pleading. Yeah, I'm a little confused. Like, You know what? Let's just go through this horrifying route. Okay, let's see what happens when I support Quinique. Have you really chosen this? Huh. I guess it was to see what would happen, to defy me. How lovely. Well, either way, I'm not going to let you do that, Soggy. After all, you and I control the puppet together. Don't just stand there staring like an idiot. Do something. Stop him. A being with your power can... Ugh. Nulla gestures, and a hand-shaped shadow emerges from the ground, grabbing Quinique by the arm and hurling him against the wall. Nulla laughs briefly before shouting back. Come on, don't just stand there barking like a dog. Do something. The white-haired one mocks. Drop dead. Quinique assumes a defensive stance, yet does nothing to confront and attack Nulla. Oh, I get it now. You're scared. He lets out a small laugh. Haha, I love knowing that you can't do anything about it. But come on, at least give me some content. Is this really Nulla? No, he's not like that. Right? You're not gonna lie. You find it hard to understand the change in attitude he's displaying. Ask him to finish him off quickly, or don't say anything. Be a bystander, or just tell him to kill him. And you, like, what? This is crazy. I'm not gonna say anything. You don't think it's necessary to restrict Nulla's actions. Restrict his actions. So if I ask him to finish him off quickly, he says, you don't like it that he's mocking him, and he seems to be beside himself. You shout his name and tell him to please treat this death with respect. Nulla looks at you while trying to calm his breathing. His eyes look strange. He blinks slowly and his expression becomes more normal. Huh? But I thought you wanted to read something more interesting. You know, so it's not so brief. Aren't you liking it? You don't reply, you just look at him in disbelief. It must be the influence of the body, right? You're right. Without further ado, he grabs the entity once again, which, more than a god, resembles a trapped animal. Something makes the symbol look upward. Unum! He shouts, calling for help from the sun. Get out of here! It's not a cry for help. He shouts at Unum to avoid the fate he's headed for. There's no point in fighting with this imposter by his side. Ugh! One of the many hands pierces Quinique's chest, extracting the essence from his body. This is no longer fun. And Quinique falls to the ground motionless, slowly disintegrating. Nulla returns to your side and offers you the essence. Soggy, don't eat it yet. Don't eat it yet? Why? What's gonna happen? What if I do eat it? Do I die? Hold on. Do I die if I eat it? Eat it. You take the essence from your mouth and you freeze right there. At this point, I think you're just doing it to drive me crazy. Too bad I won't give you that pleasure. Remember, I also control your puppet. Haha. Aren't you going to get any bad ends in this route? Not if I can help it. Mi vida. Behind Nulla, you can see and hear the wall shatter into pieces. A familiar figure appears behind the dust of the pulverized stones. He's naked! It's Unum. But he looks terrifying. Nulla watches him for a moment before turning back to you. Unum runs towards you, materializing whips in his hands. Hold it. You quickly grab the essence, pressing it against your chest as if it were a treasure. And you're glad you did it in time because Nulla grabs you by the waist and pulls you into the void with him. Listen, we have to get rid of him now, or else the heat will melt the puppet by tomorrow. Uh-oh. What if we say I don't want to? I'm sorry, I won't risk losing the connection I have with you. You have to understand. I'll do it quickly. I won't mess around this time. I'm not going to attempt fate with Unum. Nulla clings to your body, carefully removing your hands that act as a barrier between you and him, and places his head on your chest as he looks at you. Please. But you can't help but think this is strange because he has the image of a dead god. Oh, I forgot about that. Nulla transforms back into himself, or rather the feminine version. Better? Sure. Nulla only smiles contentedly at your response, and you swear that you can see hearts in his eyes. Now, this is all that's left to get home. I promise you. We can cook or read a book from the library, if you like, but I'd rather take you to that place I told you about this morning, although we could do everything if time permits. Now it changes his form once more, reverting to the original, as if playing to win your approval. You hate to admit it, but you just can't argue with him. Whether you like it or not, you'll end up doing whatever this man asks. And he knows it. You know that with his sugary words and that face, he can mold you however he wants. What if I do ... Nulla's gaze shifts slightly, and he just watches you without a word. Then he gives you a half smile. All right, mi amor. Ah, damn it, in the end, he does whatever he wants. Handsome, powerful, beautiful, gorgeous. Make it stop. Nulla laughs. All right, time to finish this. Before re-entering Quinique's domain, Nulla changes form without warning. You're nearly knocked back by surprise. This will speed things up. After a long sigh, Nulla pulls you out of the void. The same place as before, but you don't see Unum. You search for him with your eyes, just as Nulla does. It was impossible due to the strange glare in the area, a glare that devours every object and renders it impossible to discern, until a foreign body crashes directly into you. You feel something coil around your neck and pull you out of Nulla's arms. The glare softens, letting you see what's happening. You suspect it's a tactic used by Unum to blind his opponent. You collapse to the ground, and Nulla ends up beneath the feet of the sun symbol. Close your... Ah! You can't fulfill the request as Unum quickly cuts off his arms and legs, preventing him from moving. And with his other whip, he grabs Nulla's neck to haul him up. Either remove Eliana from your body or I'll kill this thing right here and now. Substance plans no longer make sense without any stars by my side, so it won't bother me to kill it. Nulla can only look at you in helplessness. Uh-oh. Nulla gives in to Unum and begins peeling away Eliana's skin to reveal his true face. Satisfied with that, Unum pulls at the collar that has formed around your neck and draws you toward them. He does the same with Nulla, but immobilizes him with his arm. You know what's interesting about this guy, He looks at you with a questioning smile. You don't have the courage to answer, not that you could, as the collar is slowly suffocating you. He's not easy to kill. To do it, you need two things, the creator or a substitute, and a lot of time to reach his original lair. And this is perfect because I have both right here. Something told me about it before coming here, and I'm going to enjoy it so much. I'm going to cut off that head as many times as necessary. I'll use my own hands so your flesh tears slowly. Unum fixes his gaze on you once more, and I'll make you see everything. I'll cut off your eyelids if I have to. You don't want to lose your eyelids, and you don't want anything bad to happen to Nulla either. Damn it. You wonder why Nulla can't do anything right now. Why doesn't he summon his shadows again? It's time to do it. Wait, every time he does it, he makes subtle movement with his hands. He can't do anything to prevent his death without his hands. God. Unum grabs Nulla's hair and starts pulling forcefully, his neck beginning to tear slowly. So slowly that you can see in slow motion as tiny droplets emerge and fall from the fresh wounds on his skin. Oh, I'm sorry, my child, I won't let this happen. I think it's time to intervene. Nulla stands no chance against my dear Unum. Oh. A hand materializes behind the redhead and severs his head before he has time to process what's happening. Mother? Mother? All this time, it's a voice that's been speaking to us, Mother? NuLlaSoggy, I know you're reading this. You need to pay closer attention because I won't interrupt again. I don't enjoy killing my children. See you later. Oh! His mom killed him. The hand extracts the essence and offers it to you before vanishing. You nearly drop it as you grasp it with your free hand. It's very hot. You look at both essences and you realize something. Quinique's essence is forming a strange hard layer around it, like a shell. Can you look at me, please? As you do, NULLA begins to regenerate his arms and legs, and even his clothes do too. Although his skin doesn't regenerate, just like last time. First it's smoke, then something more tangible than smoke, and then finally a layer of skin. It's strange. I think it's becoming a habit for me to cut off parts of my body. If my pain receptors still worked properly, it would be horrible. I'm glad it doesn't hurt. Aw, do you care about me? Alright, enough chatter. You have to eat it, mi amor. Otherwise, they'll regenerate again. And we don't want that, right? Oh no, of course not. In any case, time to eat. NULLA touches Quinique's essence and breaks its exterior as if it were an eggshell. Slowly, with his hand over yours, he brings both essences together and fuses them into one. The resulting essence is larger and doesn't blend as homogeneously as the previous ones. In this one, you can clearly see which parts belong to Unum and which to Quinique, as if they didn't want to be together. You wonder why some merge and others don't. Could it be compatibility? You look at NULLA, and he watches you silently. It seems he wants to speak or explain something, but for some reason, he doesn't. With a bit of care, NULLA guides your hand toward your mouth. Can you help me walk after you swallow the essence? Sure. Thank you, mi vida. Every time the puppet's body absorbs the essence of a symbol, my body absorbs its power. Everything that enters its body will enter mine. Everything that is taken from its body will come out of mine, as long as you, DeerSoggy, watch and confirm everything that happens. What I mean is, your puppet is mine just as much as it is yours. Why do you think I can talk to you like this? We're connected in both soul and body. That's what lets us bond with each other. Too bad it's only the puppet and not you. Just as you're about to reply, NULLA pushes your hand to your mouth, forcing you to swallow the essence in one gulp. You almost regurgitate what's coursing through your throat, but you hold it in and close your eyes tightly while hunching over, fearing you'll vomit if you stay upright. There, breathe. You're doing well, carino. NULLA strokes your back, drawing small circles with his palm as a form of comfort. Alright, you shouldn't feel bad anymore. I've transferred all that power to myself, but I need you to hold me now. I think I'm going to fall. The effect of his words seemed like a command you cannot help but obey. You straighten up and place your hands on NULLA's waist to stabilize his body with the help of yours. As if handling butterfly wings, you gently maneuver his body as you help him to stand and walk. You look at NULLA to make sure everything is all right. He smiles at you, showing all his teeth. No sooner have you taken about 6 steps that you notice change in the atmosphere. Gradually, the place begins to disintegrate. Black particles devour the space, leaving a trail of pure white in their wake. The process is faster than you imagined. Ugh. NULLA leans on you so much, he ended up dragging his feet. You stop to ask if you need to keep walking. We have to walk a bit further until we've consumed most of this domain. If I stop, I think I'll explode. Oh, nice. You dare not to ask. You and NULLA walk slowly while, little by little, the black fades away to make room for a pure white. All in silence, you assume it must be because NULLA is busy consuming what remains of the domains of Unum and Quinique. Ready, we're ready. That's enough as a warning in order to pull you into the void. This time, NULLA looks at you wearily, but smiling. He doesn't seem affected like before. Oh, don't worry about that. I already told you. No more whining from now on. The silence that ensues is heavy, and you have nothing more to say. So you simply look at him in the eyes. He smiles a little more. I stay here for the rest of the day, but I promise to spend the day at home. You appear in NULLA's domain, recognizable by its sketch-like nature, yet this place you don't recognize. It's an isolated place where wherever you look, a black river surrounds it. The only thing that has color here is the sea of flowers on the ground, painted in a vibrant, warm yellow. They all appear to be the same kind, yet you cannot identify their type or name. What flower is this? I don't know. Noah starts walking through the field of flowers, caring little if he steps on or crushes them in the process. And indeed, with every step he takes, the flowers are crushed. He doesn't watch his feet. His eyes are fixed on what's ahead, with a clear purpose, oblivious to where his steps or the consequences of his actions. Yellow is my favorite color. She loved yellow flowers, and we had quite a few in our garden. I took care of them, but she never told me what they were called. And no matter how many times I described their appearance to Mother, we never managed to recreate the flowers I once had with Mary. Mary? My sister. We were created at the same time, and in one of the Creator's many discarded ideas, we became siblings. We're siblings. Noah lowers his gaze, and that's when he realizes what he's done. As if his eyes couldn't believe it, he lifts a foot to confirm the obvious. He's crushed all the flowers in his path. Oh. I forgot that with your eyes this could happen, huh? He doesn't say anything more. You look at one of the many flowers that Nulla had crushed. The atmosphere has grown heavy, more than you can bear without feeling a strange pressure in your chest. Something inside you aches, but it's not because of anything of your own. It's because of Nulla. Nulla. You hear a voice that resonates throughout the place, very similar to Septon's voice at the hotel. Something distorted, omnipresent, from all points in space at once. I'm freeing my buns. It makes you a little dizzy. Behind Nulla, a figure materializes. Oh, Mother! It's Mother, as glorious as the last time you saw her. Nulla, we need to talk. Is it really necessary to do so now? If not now, perhaps you'll continue making mistakes. Mother wears an expression of disapproval before continuing in the silence of Nulla. I shouldn't have to explain myself, dear Neo. The last thing you see is Nulla's figure trembling and breaking apart, transforming into something monstrous. Your body does the same. It doesn't hurt, but you feel as though your face, along with your arms and legs, is breaking apart. You collapse to the ground and allow yourself to listen. You cease to see. You cease to feel. Oh. This should be enough. I hope this is clear to you. Is that Mother's voice? They almost fused. I'm sorry. I didn't know that could happen. Was that really necessary? It's the only way to make you understand. You're getting distracted. I don't like that. My plan is going perfectly. How I execute it is none of your concern. Try being a bit more grateful. I will not tolerate you speaking to me like that, young man. Something inside you begins to ache. Ouch, don't squeeze my eye like that. Memories of something forgotten spark to life, only to fade back into nothingness as soon as they appear. Amid the whiteness of the place, you see a figure. He watches you from afar with no intention of coming closer, but with a clear fascination. Oh, well, now, you can actually help me. Who are you? Their past and their future. The entity bursts into laughter. I can't believe that after all these years I can finally get a response from you. Incredible. Bien. Listen to me. I need you to go inside Nulla. What? What? He's a selfish person. Just because he got us all trapped inside his body doesn't mean he gets to make the decisions all on his own. The figure appears before you. It's Nulla. Ha! That's not my name. I'm not that crybaby. But it seems someone forced us all out for a second, and thanks to that, I can reach you. The body of that thing you're using is easy to access. Though I think this will only work once. He must already be realizing he's missing a layer. Well, no importa. You're going to help me, right? Make him linger longer in his memories. I know you have access to them, but you have to do it before he completes his mission. because after that, it'll be impossible for you to touch a world that no longer exists. Don't tell him, but I already know a way to cure all of our ailments without ending our existence. He extends his hands towards you, waiting for you to take it. I'll be waiting for you. But something stops you, as if someone grabbed you by the neck, and a single pull forces your eyes open. You're in Nulla's house, lying on his bed. Good morning. Sorry about what happened last night. Good morning. Sorry about what happened last night. Mother wanted to talk to me alone. You try to get up, but Nulla stops you, his hands pressing gently against your shoulders, urging you to lie back down on the bed. Your body broke apart when Mother spoke my original name. Your essence was fluttering everywhere, and almost absorbed you completely. What would happen if you absorbed me? I don't know. I don't want to find out. There's a pause as Nulla drifts out in thought for a moment. Well, now that we're alone again, let me remind you. We still have 2 dates pending. Nulla steps away from the bed and walks towards the window. With a burst of energy, he pulls the curtains open, letting in the light that shines through the void. It's a dim light, gentle on the eyes, comforting in a way. We've got 2 full days. Tonight, I'm taking you to dinner. I'd like to have a quiet moment with you. Somewhere we'll be served and can just enjoy the evening together. Where are we going? Nulla smiles, clasping his hands together and tilting his head slightly. To my hotel. That's not a date. Hey, you want to go on a date? We're going to a hotel. Okay. What the fuck? Sure. I'll go make breakfast. Your pup is too weak to stand right now. We need in top condition so nothing interrupts our time together. Nulla dissolves into thin smoke, leaving behind a black hole on the floor. Proof he's teleported to the kitchen, you assume. Part of you hopes to hear again from the entity that contacted you before you woke. But inside you find only your own thoughts and the echo of your fractured heartbeat. Nothing else, just that. When the silence becomes too much, you decide to look out the window. You wonder what's become of the rest of the garden. In a way, you feel a morbid curiosity to see what's left of the remaining domains. You want to see what the domains consumed by Nulla look like now. Would they be completely black or white? Amor! Don't let the puppet ruin your day. Today and tomorrow are meant to be days of pure pleasure. Nulla appears this time through the half-open door, pushing it gently with one of his void-formed appendages. That's when the scent of warm bread and freshly brewed coffee reaches you. The smell fills the room as your eyes fall on the tray Nulla carries in his hands. This time it's breakfast for 2. He sits beside you on the bed, setting the tray on the blankets and offering you your cup with one of his void appendages. But it's empty. You look at him puzzled. Never asked what you actually like. Some people love coffee, but others can't stand it. Tea allows for a bit more variety, though there's the matter of whether you like it sweet or not. So I'll take this chance to learn something else about you. I want to know more than just your favorite word. Prerogative. Nulla chuckles softly, a mix of fondness and mischief. So then, tea or coffee? Coffee. Looks like we have similar tastes. He says it proudly. And suddenly, your cup fills with a steaming liquid, doubling the strong scent of coffee. Once ready, Nulla starts preparing the bread, spreading butter over the crisp edges where it melts under the warmth of the dough. Bread with butter is my favorite, simple, easy to make. You can add whatever you like to yours. And it's true, on the tray lies an assortment of things, sweet and savory alike, to go with the bread. It's a shame I can't actually see you eat, or that you can't taste my breakfast either. He says this while taking a sip from his own cup of coffee. He doesn't look as hurt as his voice suggests. Nulla fills the moment with casual talk. Between sips, he accepts with quiet resignation that every conversation with you is, and always will be, one-sided. But something he'll have to bear until he finds a way to speak to you directly. He said that before rambling on about the many kinds of tea he's had the pleasure to taste. So your breakfast turns out to be interesting. Well, who are you kidding? At this point, Nulla could be talking about anything, and you still listen as if every word were pure gold, wouldn't you? He's got you just as bound to him as you've got him bound to you. When breakfast ends, you feel your body regaining its strength, and Nulla notices it too. I was thinking. Both of you stare into the void, waiting for the right moment to head to the hotel. You spend the hours in each other's company, enjoying the little things that happen in the quiet rhythm of a domestic routine that Nulla so enjoys sharing with you. I don't like this place. I never really did, to be honest. No matter where I look, everything has its name and its ink. It's awful. He looks down at his hands with a trace of disgust. You can't quite grasp what's running through his mind. And I know I might be asking a lot. I know it's even likely that you won't even be able to. It might be a bit troublesome, but I have a painting that always has been blank. No, forget it. I don't think it really matters whether it's done or not. After all, in the end, nothing will remain. I want to hear you. His eyes light up, not with joy, but there's something within them that keeps that glow from becoming true happiness or hope. You feel strange. His hands intertwine and his gaze drops, as if bracing himself to confess something heavy. You don't have to do it. Don't take it as an order or something you need to do to unlock something from me. I'd honestly hate for you to feel pressured into doing anything. Something beyond the game, of course. I just thought it would be nice to have something of yours here and with me. Something touched directly by your hands. Something you and only you have changed. Even if it were just a single color change, I'd be happy. Would you like to do it? I'll try. Don't worry if you can't manage it. My love for you won't change. You don't have to do it now. I can wait more. I can wait one more act. This is the canvas I have. If you do, rename the image to NuNulla, so I'll know it's yours. NuNulla, okay. Display capture? What do we draw, guys? How about, I'll go like this. I'm drawing with my mouse. And then he's like this. And then, oh wait. Can I do some thickness? Oh yeah, this is the thickness. Here we go. This is NULLA. Yep, like this. And then his hair is like this. Whoops. And it's like that. Okay, this is looking more like Sasuke. This looks more like Sasuke. I think I need to... But he also has like a little mullet in the back. Anyways, I'll do this. And then... How do you do the... Wait. And then... He has like the... Like this. And then... Here you go. And then it's kind of like that. His little suit. And then like that. And then it kind of... Wait. I got this, guys. And then his suit kind of goes up because he folds up his... He folds up his arms like this. Like that. His hands are like that. Yeah. And then he's like, oops. Oh, what? Oh, it's because I have the little classic mistake. There you go. Uh-huh. Oh, whoops. Where's the, oh, the hole's right here. There you go. Plug that up. And then he's like this. Right? And then he has his aura. I'm gonna put his smoke aura around him. It's like that. His smoke aura. And yeah. And then I have to save it as NuNulla, I think. Okay, so let me do that. Okay, I did it. I did it. Okay, I did it. It says it at the top, NuNulla not found. I did do it. It says, you really did it. You're incredible. Thank you. He thinks my art is incredible. The moment comes when NuLLA asks you if you'd like to join him while he gets ready. You stare at him for a long while before answering. Yes. NuLLA takes your hand and leads you to his room. Inside, he asks you to sit on his bed and wait a moment. Then, without further ado, he slips into the bathroom, saying he won't take long. And indeed, NuLLA barely takes 5 minutes. You flinch when the bathroom door suddenly opens. From it emerges a black-haired man, dressed in a new outfit, brushing his hair neatly to one side. But something's missing, and that's his tie. I just see you dressed up all elegant, but I suppose that's asking too much, haha. Though I like you just the way you are. Perfecto. NuLLA approaches, and with a snap of his fingers, makes a tie appear. Its color stands out, perhaps a little too much. I think this color's perfect, but blue could work too. Though his green's more of chroma key shade. You could even change and edit my tie if you wanted to. He says it playfully, though he doesn't bother explaining the joke. You glance at the tie and silently thank the gods he didn't choose a green one. Will you help me with the knot? You nod and step closer to him, so close you can hear his breathing. You both work on the knot, but you can't help but glance up at NuLLA's face, searching for his eyes. He just smiles at you. When you're done, you rest your hands on his shirt, gently adjusting the collar. NuLLA exhales softly, closing his eyes and savoring the moment for a few seconds longer. Feels nice to have some time just for us. He gives you a look filled with longing and something else, something you still can't quite decipher. His hands search for yours without breaking eye contact. His cool, soft fingers brush tentatively over your knuckles. Oh yeah, aren't I still slowly dying? Like my puppet? Like, look on my fingers. Remember from Septim's route? I can almost fool myself into believing you're really in front of me. And today, I think I'll do just that. Slowly, NuLLA takes your hand fully in his own and waits. When you don't resist, he rubs his cheek against your palm, closing his eyes. He nuzzles into it like a cat, needy, insistent, craving attention. Once satisfied, he plants a kiss in the center of your hand, his eyes meeting yours again. You don't mind, do you? No. NuLLA smiles, but the expression doesn't quite reach his eyes. It's a pained expression. NuLLA gives your knuckles one last kiss, and his shadow slowly begins to swallow the two of you whole. Now where are we going? Until you're completely consumed by the void. Inside, NuLLA looks at you. His eyes never leave your face, as he leans in close to whisper something in your ear. We could have our other date here, something more intimate. You'd be surrounded by me, only if you want to. Or we could leave the garden entirely and go somewhere else. You don't have the time to respond because your feet suddenly hit solid ground. You stumble blindly. But you can save that for tomorrow. NuLLA steadies you by the waist before letting go and stepping back. A moment passes, then another. The silence throbs in your ears. It's an unsettling silence, so complete that you can hear your own heartbeat and the air moving through your lungs. As if something's missing, but you still can't tell what it is. You feel presences around you, cold, crawling, and the sensation almost chokes you. Then NuLLA claps his hands, and the light floods the place. It's the kitchen from his hotel. Instinctively, your eyes search for flames, but all you see are human-shaped figures, black as smoke, and dressed in tuxedos. The moment your eyes fall upon them, they start moving, some heading for the counters, others retrieving vegetables from the pantry. The longer you look, the more unsettling it becomes. Their movements make no sound. The knife one of them holds makes no noise as it scrapes against the cutting board. The bags filled with carbohydrates lacks the familiar crinkle of plastic when squeezed. And that's when you realize there's no background music to accompany the scene. Oh, you're right. I almost forgot that little detail. It's hard to remember and setting everything in place now that only half the world is still functioning. With an underclap, music fills the room and floods to silence. Where's Fames? He used to serve under Dway. That's all he gives you as an answer. Oh, he's disintegrated. He's gone. Gone. You struggle to make sense of it. It's such a vague response, it barely answers anything. Wait. Now you understand. Fames was erased, devoured by the void when Nulla gave you Dway's essence. Oh. Alright then. Let's take our seats at the table. Nulla offers you his hand and waits for you to take it before leading you out of the kitchen. You glance one last time at the shadows before walking beside him. The moment you step out of the kitchen, the dining hall fills with voices and laughter that weren't there before. You can't help but compare it to how it looked when you first arrived in this world. Now the tables have shadows. Shadows that move, lift utensils, drink from glasses, others clink them together in cheerful toasts, creating the illusion of a lively place that hadn't existed before. I can add a few of them playing on stage if you like her, you know. It's not necessary. Really? But I thought you'd enjoy a proper atmosphere for our date. Although, this way I can focus more easily on your beautiful face. At the table near the pillars, Nulla hurries ahead and pulls out a chair for you to sit. Once you're seated, Nulla takes his place across from you. Immediately, a shadow in a tuxedo materializes before you both and presents the menu. Order whatever you'd like. It's on me, he says with a playful smile, gesturing with his hands. I pulled this straight from the code. Can you check if it works? Nulla hands you the menu so you can look. Wait, could he be referring to? You can touch to interact. Oh, you can't read any of what's written below the images. Don't worry, Carino, I'll help you. Click whatever you want and I'll tell you what it is. Oh, nice. Oh, that's a raspberry cheesecake. It's very sweet and very tasty. Do you want to order that? Yes. I think I'll copy you. I feel like having something sweet. Nulla looks at you, sweating in pain, but his smile doesn't falter. Are you okay? I think doing that took a lot of energy out of me. But that's fine. It's good to know it works. Maybe we can use it again sometime. I already have an idea for that feature. The food arrives just in time to seem authentic, as though it had been prepared by real human hands, if you ignore the fact that it was cooked by bodiless shadows. Nulla smiles at the shadow tasked with bringing the dishes, and dismisses it the moment both plates are on the table with a snap of his fingers. Without waiting long, he takes his glass and raises it towards you, waiting for you to meet his toast, a tender smile on his face. Toast. To us. The sound of crystal clinking is delicate, intimate, like a secret shared between just the two of you. Then Nulla places his mouth on the glass. The slow, deliberate brush of his lips against the rim sends a bubbling pressure deep into your stomach. Even more so, the look Nulla gives you while taking his sip, half-lidded, refusing to let you out of his sight. For a moment, you forget how to breathe. The meal passes slowly and pleasantly, with bits of conversation and stories from past memories. Nulla raises a hand and tracing the outline of your face with his fingers before resting his palm on your cheek. I was really happy. Not just because of how you look, no. It's everything you represent, your reactions, your attention. It's the first time I've truly felt watched, seen. As if my existence actually mattered. His hand slowly slides across the table, searching for yours. When he finds it, he holds it gently, his thumb tracing the small lines across your fingers. But at the same time, I was afraid that you'd go with Septum or Unum. What? They're not as interesting as I am, of course, he says with a playful smile, glancing instead at the wine. His other hand toys idly with the rim of his glass. I know at some point you'll go see what their stories are about, or maybe you already have, but I'm not worried about that anymore. After the 7th day ends, I'll get what I want. What do you want? To be free and... Nulla's cheeks take on a faint blush. I want to be yours. His voice drops, deeper than usual. No more grandeur, no more overconfident smiles. No, now you have Nulla confessing something that goes beyond words, locked away in his heart and worries. A silent confession that always existed, but only now has found a voice to be realized with. But the last thing is harder to achieve than the first. For now, it sounds more like a childish fantasy than something possible. Although, if I were yours, I could do many things. Be on your computer without needing the game to be running. Is this gonna put a virus on my computer? Guys, am I gonna get a virus? Send you messages or spend time together watching something you like. He lets out a soft but slightly dry laugh. Dreaming costs nothing. You're interrupted when a shadow takes the empty dishes from your table, handing Nulla an envelope first. He takes it with a smile, glancing without much interest at the envelope's details. From where you sit, it's difficult to make out the sender. Before you can ask what it is, another shadow appears behind you, holding a golden, multi-tiered tray decorated with black lace and ornate edges. Nulla takes a chance to slip the envelope into his pocket without bothering to open it. His attention shifts to the tray. Each tier is carefully arranged with different miniature desserts. Once the tray is placed on the table, the shadow bows before vanishing into nothingness. Dessert is the best part of a meal. Oh, it's like a macaroon. Nulla inspects the tray, carefully selecting a dessert before bringing it to his mouth. Do you like how I look, or would you rather I change my form? He doesn't give you time to answer. The next question bursts from his lips so fast, it's as if vomiting it after holding it back for too long. Longer than he could stand. If I had a different appearance, would you still feel the same about me? What do you mean? Nulla lowers his gaze, his ears tint red, betraying his embarrassment. He stays serious as he tries to form his response. Depends? Oh, then, if I were, Nulla begins to laugh frenetically. Okay. That sounds funnier in my head. I'm sorry. But it's a genuine question. If I had a different form from this one, would I still be me? If I were a woman? Older? If I looked just like Septim? Would I still be me? I can take on any appearance I want, but none of them feel like mine. Even this appearance. It's something taken from someone who existed before me, but isn't me. And possibly, in a few more years, I'll have another appearance if I don't finish this soon. How about your void form? Nulla looks at you, eyes wide open. Do you like that atrocity? Yes. Nulla covers his face, embarrassed. Don't say things like that, it makes me want to act daringly. But I have to keep it PG-16. Nulla sighs and shifts into his void form for the first time voluntarily. I didn't know he had these kinds of tastes. He laughs, and even without a mouth, you can see the happiness in his eyes. The day ends with the arrival of the check, after Nulla finishes the last dessert from the tray. And you're not sure what's funnier, the fact that it arrived or that Nulla takes it and examines it so seriously, as if he were genuinely checking that everything was in order. Hey, how much of a tip do you think these handsome, charming waiters, who are absolutely not extensions of myself, deserve? $1 million. $1 million! Oh, what a generous and altruistic soul. I couldn't expect less from my companion. With this, my little babies will be able to quit working here. They'll open a little bakery and live peacefully. Wouldn't that be great, guys? The shadows nod enthusiastically. The shadows retreat without a word, gliding toward the kitchen. Behind them, they leave a trail of smoke, visible only if you focus your eyes. You're left alone with Nulla once again. He says nothing at first. He watches you, both hands resting on the table. His lips part slightly, but he takes another moment to speak. There's something he wants to say, though it seems he doesn't like it. Well, it's time to go. He rises slowly and extends a hand toward you, waiting for you to take it. When your fingers brush against his, the void returns, dragging you into a space without ground or sky, nothingness, marking the end of the illusion and the end of the date. I really enjoyed myself today. His words are sincere, and to underline them, his arms gently wrap around you, pulling your body against his in a gesture far more intimate than his words. Thank you so much for today, he whispers by your ear, his low tone barely audible within the enveloping silence of the void. Then he takes your hand in his, setting them as if reading something important. He tilts them, inspecting palms and backs with full attention, drinking in every detail he can find. You don't expect the look of disapproval he gives once his inspection ends. I think it's running out of fuel. You'll have to go to sleep once we're home. Why? Your puppet is tired. We've done a lot today, and I neglected the freezing process I applied to it. Because of that, its fingers are starting to turn black. And as if your body had been waiting for that confirmation, weight begins to gather in your eyelids. It's hard to keep your eyes open, fatigue settling into your limbs, making your body feel heavy. Null anticipates what's about to happen and acts before you can collapse. Gently, he guides your hand to his waist so you can hold on to him. And I'm going to pause here, and I'll be back for the next part. It feels like each part is like over an hour or so. So it's going to be, the NuLLA route is going to be many, many parts. So I'll see you in the next. Bye.